You think you know The Godfather, the film that defined Hollywood. But behind its perfect frames lies a story darker than the Corleone family's empire. From near-death accidents, mafia threats, and real-life injuries to FBI investigations and on-set chaos, the making of this iconic movie was anything but smooth. Today, we uncover 20 shocking and hidden facts about The Godfather. Secrets that could have torn the cast apart. Get ready for a ride through the wild, untold history of the film that almost didn't make it to the screen. Fact 1. Real horse head. One of the most shocking scenes in The Godfather involved a real severed horse's head. Not a prop. Taken from a slaughterhouse, it was placed in actor John Marley's bed without his knowledge. When he discovered it, he almost passed out. Rumors circulated that the studio used a real horse to save costs, raising questions about just how far they went to ensure the film's authenticity. Fact 2. Brando's close call. Marlon Brando's commitment to realism went to extreme lengths. In the assassination scene, he insisted on using a prop gun that fired blanks at close range. The shot startled him, injuring his neck in the process. This near-fatal accident begs the question, was the pursuit of perfection worth the risk? Fact 3. Mafia threats revealed. The Godfather wasn't just fiction for some. A real mafia figure, a fan of the novel, took issue with its portrayal and allegedly threatened the cast. Al Pacino, playing Michael Corleone, was personally confronted by a mobster, leaving the actors to question, were they too close to the world they portrayed? Fact 4. The Godfather curse. The Godfather wasn't just haunted by on-screen deaths. Rumors of a curse surrounded the film, with the tragic death of Marlon Brando's son, Christian, said to be the start of the Godfather curse. Numerous crew members and friends of the cast also passed away, sparking whispers that the mob's influence extended beyond the screen. Was it a real curse, or simply a string of tragic coincidences? Fact 5. Iconic line improvised. Arguably one of the most iconic lines in film history almost wasn't even in the script. Brando's now famous line, "I'll make him an offer he can't refuse,"
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse,
was a last-minute improvisation. It was Brando's idea to change the scene, insisting that the line would carry more weight if it was spontaneous. Director Francis Ford Coppola was hesitant, unsure if the line would work. But once it was delivered, it became one of the most famous lines in film history. Was it fate? Or was Brando's brilliance at work? Fact 6. Brando's fat suit. Brando didn't want to gain weight for the role, but the studio demanded that Don Vito Corleone look heavy to symbolize decadence and power. So, Brando wore a fat suit. It was made of cotton and foam, and while it looked great on screen, it was incredibly uncomfortable for Brando. His complaints about back pain and discomfort on set were ignored. The actor would often be seen slouching between takes, trying to relieve the physical toll of the costume. Was the method worth it? Or did it ruin Brando's health? Fact 7. FBI shutdown threat. During filming, The Godfather attracted the attention of the FBI. The depiction of organized crime and the mafia was seen as too close to reality, leading the FBI to consider shutting the production down. There were even rumors that the agency had agents placed on set, keeping an eye on the cast and crew. What could have been a disaster for the film's future turned into a legendary success, but the FBI's involvement left everyone wondering, how close to the truth was The Godfather? Fact 8. Mafia boss cameo. In one of the most bizarre stories behind The Godfather, a mafia boss actually demanded to be in the film, playing himself. The mobster was a huge fan of the novel and felt that he could offer authenticity by playing the role of a mafia member in the film. Filmmakers were initially intrigued, but ultimately turned him down, fearing the real mafia's influence on the project. But the fact that a mafia boss would want to be a part of this cinematic masterpiece raises the question: just how involved was the real mafia in Hollywood at the time? Fact 9. Real bullet holes. During the filming of the famous gunfight scene, something eerie happened. Real bullet holes were discovered at the location. While the filmmakers initially believed they were the result of a prop gun, it was later revealed that the holes had been left by an actual gang shootout the night before. This dark coincidence only added to the grim realism of the film. Was it simply a coincidence, or was there a deeper connection between the violence of the film and the violence of the streets? Fact 10. Pacino's emotional breakdown. Al Pacino's portrayal of Michael Corleone took an immense emotional toll on the actor. There were moments on set where Pacino became so deeply immersed in his character that he experienced real emotional breakdowns. Between intense takes, he would sometimes lose control, overwhelmed by the darkness of the role. The pressure to bring Michael Corleone to life nearly broke him. Was it the price of greatness, or did the role leave scars on Pacino that he would never forget? Fact 11. Coppola's near firing. Francis Ford Coppola, the visionary behind The Godfather, was nearly fired early in production as the studio doubted his risky approach. Coppola fought for his vision, and his gamble ultimately paid off. But without his genius, could The Godfather have become the iconic masterpiece it is today? Fact 12. One-take horse head. The horsehead scene in The Godfather was filmed in one take, with the crew having only one shot to get it right. The real head shocked everyone, and the actors' reactions were genuine. The scene became a cinematic milestone, leaving us to wonder, did anyone expect the emotional impact it would have? Fact 13. Brando almost replaced. Before Marlon Brando was cast as Vito Corleone, actors like Laurence Olivier and Orson Welles were considered. The producers doubted Brando due to his reputation, but Coppola's vision proved right. Brando's unconventional casting was a stroke of genius, leaving us to wonder, could The Godfather have been the same without him? Fact 14. Pacino's close call. Al Pacino's role as Michael Corleone was initially met with hesitation from the studio. They didn't believe that Pacino, who was relatively unknown at the time, could pull off such an intense role. In fact, Pacino was almost fired from the film early on due to his smaller frame and lack of experience. The producers wanted to cast someone more physically imposing. Luckily for cinema, Coppola fought to keep Pacino, and his performance became legendary. What if The Godfather had been cast with someone else? Fact 15. Sonny's close call. James Caan's portrayal of Sonny Corleone is unforgettable, but the role almost went to another actor. The original choice was actor Steve McQueen, but McQueen turned down the role, citing scheduling conflicts. Caan was brought in last minute and quickly became one of the standout characters in the film. But could anyone else have embodied the fiery, impulsive nature of Sonny the way Caan did? Fact 16. Brassi's improvised line. The famous line, Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes,
Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes,
was actually improvised on set by actor Richard S. Castellano. The line, which was meant to sound ominous and threatening, became a staple of mafia lingo. The improvisation added to the natural grit of the film, and it's hard to imagine The Godfather without it. Would the line have had the same impact if it had been scripted? Fact 17. Title nearly changed. The title, The Godfather, almost didn't happen. Early on, the studio was considering alternate names like The Family or The Don. It wasn't until Coppola pushed for the original title that the film kept the name we all know today. The title became a symbol of mafia power and family loyalty. But could The Godfather have had the same cultural impact with a different name? Fact 18. Low pay for cast. Despite the film's eventual success, many of the cast members were paid next to nothing. Marlon Brando was paid $1 million for his role, but the rest of the cast received far less. Al Pacino, for example, earned just $35,000 for his iconic performance as Michael Corleone. The massive profits that followed would change their fortunes, but at the time, no one could have predicted the film's overwhelming success. Fact 19. Mafia filming threats. The film's depiction of the mafia struck too close to home for some, and it wasn't just the cast that was threatened. In fact, rumors circulated that a real mafia family had gotten involved, warning the filmmakers to stop the production. Could these threats have led to the film's cancellation? We'll never know, but the danger felt all too real for the cast and crew. Fact 20. The Godfather Curse. The Godfather curse lives on. Since the film's release, rumors of a curse have persisted, with members of the cast experiencing personal tragedies, accidents, and untimely deaths. Whether it's just superstition or something more sinister, the curse has haunted the film's legacy. Is it possible that the power of the Corleone family extends beyond fiction? The making of The Godfather was riddled with shocking events, from mafia threats to real-life violence, leaving a lasting impact on the cast. Was it just a film, or was there a curse? One thing is certain. The production of The Godfather was as wild as the world it portrayed.